Mic'd up.
Highlights from Lowlifes. Highlights from Lowlifes.
Hey everyone! You only get three of us tonight. We couldn't find anybody else to join us. We just need to take more showers. I think that's the thing.
We've become known as the axis of evil, I believe.
The access to the evil.
The other people have a life. Yes.
That's right. Speaking of axis of evil, the Lowlifes, we have found our sweet spot is when we hate on something. And tonight's topic is about hate. We all have our beloved sports teams in each of the major sports, and each of those teams has an arch rival that we hate. And now we'll do a tongue-in-cheek show to playfully list the top 5 terrible things that we want to have happen to our enemy sports teams. This should be very interesting. I'm hoping the show is somewhere between PG and R-rated. We'll have to see.
PG-13. That gives us a little more leeway.
Yes. Some of this hate goes really, really, really deep. So, yeah.
Really, really, really?
Yes. That's
And you're a graduate of what?
really cube. It's really cube. So, thank you for joining us. The Lowlifes, group of ball players in the San Francisco Bay Area, senior league players who got together during the pandemic to check in on each other's mental health. We did Zoom calls, had as many as a dozen people on these calls. Eventually, we had homework. We had to come with the top 5 of our of a given topic. Met the folks that mic'd up, pled with them to give us a show, and here we are. We are their longest running show on their network. So thanks for joining us. We can dive right in. All right. So again, tongue in cheek, playful. You don't wish any death on anybody, but Marty, what would you say would be your number 5 thing that you would like to have happen to an enemy sports team?
Well, yeah. Let's go a little off track. This has been a monumental week for me, and maybe you guys are aware of it or not. But I'm retired. My last day was last Friday, and thank you. And it took me to Sunday to be somewhat sober. But funny. But let's at least in round 5, we're going to go with a theme of retirement. And I thought about this, and I said, I don't know if I really hate these guys, but they're just so pathetic. I think in the spirit of the retirement, they should go and get sign Aaron Rodgers for just one more year before he retires. I mean, he is the rock of the franchise because he's the only one that sticks out. If you put the whole team through a sieve, he would the only one that would still be there because they're bad analogy. But you know what? Don't retire, Rodgers. Think if you can do it one more time, so the rest of the league can beat up on you just one more year. So yeah. I think it's a fair assessment. Thank you. Okay, appreciate that. Yeah. All right. Good. Landerman, what do you have?
Well, I wrote all of mine. Spoiler alert about the Dodgers. But I can kind of juggle them around a little bit and include the Lakers and the Rams if we feel it's necessary. So, I think the first one I'd like to see that the powers that be now are doing a lot of assessing and reassessing and wild digging into the finances of the various agencies of the country, and I'd like to see Doge turn loose on the Dodgers' finances.
Oh yeah, I like
Give
this. I like
give
this.
Elon Musk and those little 19-year-olds a chance to dig through the Dodgers books and let's see what they come up
Oh,
with.
excellent, excellent. I like this one. Yeah, yeah.
So
I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
yeah.
So these are going pretty quick, folks. So we may give you our top 10. A lot of these are one-liners. So
Yeah. Well, that'd be tough. I only got 5. Oh well.
well, I cheated, Marty. I decided to unleash Chat GPT on this,
Oh no.
and it was very excited and kept spitting out more and more as I encouraged it. So um, it it decided that it wanted to do an entire section on the Kansas City Chiefs, and I understand
Yeah.
that. And yeah, um, I think next year in the NFL, um, the powers that be should come in with a new rule that all quarterbacks, including Patrick Mahomes, must throw their passes overhand. No more of this underarm, sidearm, or you know, uh, pushing the ball over a fat lineman to running back 2 feet away. No more of this. You have to throw right like a man. And ChatGPT came right out and said, if Patrick Mahomes is forced to play this way, he will be no better than Zach Wilson. So, all right. So you folks, you're getting the spirit of what we're looking for. If you want to chime in, hit the microphone button at the bottom of the screen and send us some of your playfully done uh, tragedies that occur to the enemy team. All right. What do you got, Robbie?
All right, this next one, it needs to happen at 2 or 3 in the morning because God forbid somebody got hurt. We wouldn't want anybody to get injured. We wouldn't want anybody to be have their lives threatened by this horrifying, decimating tragedy that might hit Dodger Stadium, and
Oh,
that would be a giant sinkhole that basically swallows the infield, takes it down, 40, 50 feet. So it's stadium's clearly unplayable now, and the Dodgers are forced to play all their games in Rancho Cucamonga.
I like that one. I like that one a lot.
Okay.
See, and I could have done at crypto.com, the arena, center court falls into a sinkhole, and the Lakers are forced to play all their games at the high school in Rancho Cucamonga.
Bumanga.
Or the Rams, the field turns into a sinkhole, and the Rams have to play at the high school in Rancho Cucamonga.
Cucamonga.
See, it works for any of those 3 teams.
Yeah. All right. Who's up?
Lanterman wasn't far off with Doge and the Dodgers, and I kind of was thinking my theme for the other 4 are kind of, well, I won't say politically based, but politics that are in the news. And yeah, we're going to stick with the Dodgers, and if the Dodgers, if they want to put up 321 million as a salary this year for their ball players, we shouldn't. The smaller clubs should impose a tariff.
Yes.
And they come into Sacramento, or they come into Kansas City or Texas, and let's not just keep the Dodgers. Number 2 is the Mets, 314 million, which has surprised me for how bad the Mets are consistently. And where's the Yankees are still number 4. So who's number 3? Just for fun, the Phillies.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and if they truly want equity on the diamond, they tried it with the luxury tax and everything, and then screw it. Tariff. Impose a tariff. You want to come into our town? You want to beat up our team? It's going to cost you. So I think there you go.
I like it. That's a
You,
great
you,
call.
thank you, thank you, Webby.
Oh, I think we commission a new movie to be made. It would be played at baseball stadiums across the country, but mostly mostly at Dodger Stadium, and it would be called Kershaw's October Nightmare, the director's cut. It would have highlights of every postseason collapse that Clayton Kershaw has had, every replay of every single playoff meltdown, and the entire thing is narrated slowly by John Miller, the Giants announcer. Dodger fans would be oh so familiar with John Miller's voice from ESPN and the Giants, of course. And they get to watch their hero on the screen failing miserably every October. So
Again.
yes, I think I think it's one of those movies that needs to be commissioned and made soon. So all right,
I like it.
we got through a couple of these.
We're flying. We're
Um,
flying. We're
yeah,
flying.
yeah. I think we'll have time to do plenty of extra credit, and we do have quite a few calls. Again, please call in if you can,
Great.
and leave us your favorites on this. All right, we'll dive into a third one since these are going so fast. Marty, what do you got?
Well, oh shoot, I should have let off of this. I honestly owe everybody an apology.
Uh-oh.
Because I should have brought this up before talking to you guys. But Elon Musk called the other day,
Uh-oh.
and he heard about Mic'd Up and the highlights from Lowlifes, and liked the concept of the top 5, and that's how he came up with the emails to the federal employees to tell them what 5 things you've done. So he has permission to use that. You guys, of course, were too busy having a life, so he called me, and I told him that was fine. So yeah, I don't know that's how he came up with that. Now the funny thing is that he didn't go far enough. I mean, you hear economists saying if you really have to cut, you really have to cut, and then add back. But no, that's not the point. We need to add the top 5 accomplishments as an email to the San Jose Sharks. How many goals have you scored this week? How many assists? How much time are you on the ice? And really let us know that you think you accomplished something, but you basically all still suck. So, hey, that's the
Wow,
joke
you
anyway.
seem
That's the
angry.
joke. Because I'm a Knights fan, and we're not winning many games much, but we can at least beat up on you guys, so that's all right.
I like it. I like it.
Okay, since you like it so much, you take on number 3 then.
All right, staying in the Dodgers category, because I told ChatGPT, I said, look, the Dodger fans are part of the problem. It's not just the Dodgers themselves, it's their fans. They're pompous. So ChatGPT said, I think there should be a fan loyalty test.
Oh.
Each fan, as they come up to the front gate, must name 5 players from before 2015, or they get turned away at the gate and can't watch the game because they're not really a fan at that point. So it's all about knowledge. If you know a little bit about your team, then maybe you can play, but maybe you can watch. But other than that, you got to leave. This will break it down and put true fans in the seats. So
The robots are going to take over.
Again, I like this. It's the 5 series of 5. It's we got a theme going here. That's good.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess
Okay.
from my number 3, everybody last year talked about the press and everything was talking about the Dodgers and what great chemistry they had, and I kept thinking you have great chemistry when you're winning. Anybody that rolls through the playoffs and the World Series like that has great chemistry. But the real sign of chemistry is a team that's struggling a little bit and how they pull together and rally around each other. And so my thought was for the Dodgers, had to bring them up again. For the Dodgers, let's really test their chemistry. Let's really put it to the test. Let's bring back Yasiel Puig to the Dodgers.
You knew he had to come up.
Let's see how their chemistry holds up when that jackass is in the clubhouse again.
Oh, Terry's gonna be angry that he missed this. Yeah.
It seems so obvious to me. Let's see how you guys really rally around each other with that guy roaming around there. So,
Mhm. Yeah, I like that one.
yeah.
All right, we've gotten through 3. Marty, you're gonna have to come up with some good extra credit ones here because I think what we'll do is we'll
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
we'll plow through a couple more rounds and then we'll do a sponsors break. So let me start this one off. Back to the Chiefs because they deserve some hate, just like the Dodgers do. I've had a few friends that have been laughing at press conferences that Mahomes has after the game because he has a really bad laugh. It's kind of one of those. It's like an engine that can't start. So somebody came up with the idea of a Mahomes voice modulator. So the press conferences after the game, they'll auto tune Mahomes' voice so it comes out like Mickey Mouse. So everything he says, oh, we drove down the field and we 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 really tried hard on that play and I threw it to Travis. I think that would go over really well in a press conferences to have him the voice of Mickey Mouse for Mahomes. So, all right, Robbie, what do you got?
Well, I think it would be wonderful if there's a lot of teaching universities that have laboratories. There's independent laboratories out there. I think it would be really wonderful to have one of these laboratories really break down the Dodger dog and find out that they're made with rat meat and that they had been for over 50 years. I think that would be great. I think that would be really helpful to their whole organization and to
Yeah.
everything they're trying to do.
Yes, yeah. Fans would be really excited about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think they'd come out the next day in droves.
Okay, Marty, what do you
got? Again, with the economic theme, and we're going to have to get those guys out that are the little nerds. The guy, what's the guy's name? Was really big balls, but one of the specialists, yeah. Waste, fraud, and abuse team, and not just go through the Dodgers. How about the Raiders? I mean, I talk about waste, fraud, and abuse. They have a beautiful stadium in Las Vegas. They moved from Oakland to LA, then back to Oakland and Las Vegas. And I did a little research on this. I mean, the last 5 number 1 draft picks for the Raiders. You ready? Okay, you ready?
Uh-oh.
Brock Bowers was last year. He's a good tight end. They're thinking this guy could be really something. So okay,
he's elite already. Yeah.
Yeah,
Agreed.
one.
Yeah.
Tyree Wilson.
Don't know him.
Dylan Parman.
Don't know him.
Alex Leatherhead.
Really?
And Henry Riggs III. They're the last 5 number 1 draft picks. only three. No, I did that very well. I noticed I didn't do it. Only no, okay. Only
very good.
three are still with the team. The other one's traded to Chicago, and the other one's in prison.
Yeah, Henry got in a car accident.
Yeah,
I
he was
believe.
really tanked and got by a car, and unfortunately, somebody lost their life.
Mhm.
But I mean, talk about. I mean, look at all these assets and all these number one pick, and they still can't get out of their own way.
Yeah,
So if that's not an investigation for waste, fraud, and abuse, I don't know what is. There you go.
I agree.
Here, here endeth the lesson. There you go. Thank you very much. Okay.
All right, let's get a fifth round in before we jump to a sponsor break. Um, who's up, Marty?
You are.
All right. Now, I really do like Robbie's take on the Dodger dog, but ChatGPT had another one. Uh, these fans are so pompous um, coming to this game, thinking that they should be treated differently as royalty and so forth. If they like their Dodger dog so much, what if they were changed to tofu? Tofu dog. That's what you get. But better yet, shape them into the hot dogs, paint them whatever color you have to, and don't tell anybody. So those Dodger dogs, those kids are going to be really excited to go to the game, and they take that first bite, and it's like chewing on a wad of wet paper. So that would be the ultimate prank for
Yes,
a
it would.
house of Dodger fans. They get tofu dogs for the night.
There you go.
All right. What do you got, Marty?
All right. Number one, right? You ready? So we've talked about all the things that are going on, the tariffs and the Doge and all that other stuff. But one of the great things is I am now considered the chief executive, and I am signing this executive order, making it official that the Cowboys suck for all time, and they are no longer America's team. So there it is. It's an executive order. You can't do anything with it. So on
I
you.
like it.
There you
I
go.
like it.
Yeah, Cowboys suck. There you are. It's an executive order. It's official. So there it is.
You are a prop comic on a par with Carrot Top.
What the hell did I ever say to you? What would that make you say?
Hey, you had the whole binder set.
Oh
the
yeah,
whole
it was.
signature.
Oh yeah, it was pretty.
Yeah, that's what I
pretty
mean.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Even it's you can't see it, but it's even a left-handed binder. You know, this with a rule on the other side. You see,
That took malice of forethought.
that may be the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
It could be.
Go ahead, Robbie.
All right, I want somebody. There's lots of shows like Entertainment Tonight, and always a big push about major blockbuster movie releases, and is it a hit or is it a flop? And I would love one of those reviewers to come out. Siskel and Ebert had thumbs up, thumbs down, that whole thing. I'd like one of the reviewers to come out with, when a movie's a flop, they get a short video or a GIF image or whatever of LeBron James taking a flop in a game. So whenever a movie's a flop, you get LeBron. Oh.
You got the LeBron. It's a LeBron.
LeBron would become associated with bad movies. I think that would be perfect.
I think you're onto something there. That's good.
So there you go. Well, I guess that brings us to normally we'd be like 2 in when we got to this part of the show.
That's right.
I'm only 1 in. See what I did there. But it is my favorite segment of the show. It's a segment we like to call "What You Drinking." For some ungodly reason, Almanac Brewing said, "Hey, yeah, we'll sponsor your show." When we first put this thing together, and now 79 episodes in, they're like, "Yeah, we're still good." So and it's so weird because they're so good at what they do, and we're not. Here we
Bingo.
are. So, Almanac Brewing, one of America's top craft brewers, literally one of the highest rated brewers in the country. A lot of breweries are closing up their doors these days and everything else, but Almanac is getting stronger and getting bigger. They're one of the few that's going in the positive direction, and then it's because of the beers and the people that they have. We all drink different things and take a moment to talk about them in this part of the show. And I just replenished my fridge with some Almanac Porch Light Lager today because, as we all know, like a moth to a light, I'm drawn to this beer. What are you boys drinking?
Well, sometimes, like I said, the Almanac makes a lot of great beers. That's very true. But sometimes you just got to go back to the home base and do what I think they do best, and that's the true Kolsch. I don't know what the weather was like in your neck of the woods today, but it was a beautiful day here. I get first day of a fall spring, so I went out and played golf. I need some new golf clubs because at the fourth hole with the pond, I had enough. And well, anyway, they got washed. So let's put it that way. I have to
Is
try
that
to
the
go back.
windmill hole?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. But the only saving grace was saying to myself, I got some Kolsch when I get back to the house to drown out my sorrows. But thank you again, Almanac. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Rob, what you drinking?
All right. I am still plowing through a case of the Bunny Hill IPA. Marty and I have often talked that we weren't big IPA fans back in the day. Been drinking more of them lately. In fact, my favorite IPA that Almanac makes is the Love Hazy. But for those of you that want to start off with an IPA and give it a shot, this is a little bit lighter, a little bit smoother. It's not as harsh as some of the other IPAs are. And I think this will help you develop a taste for the stronger IPAs that Almanac makes. I like it as an everyday beer. I can actually have more than one without being totally plastered. So go for the Bunny Hill IPA.
Yeah, and if I can add to it, the thing that Almanac does so well is that you open up the can and you start pouring it out, and you get that hop smell, and you're expecting to just be overpowered with the hops like a lot of the other beers do, but that's not the case with the Bunny Hill. They do a really good job with that. So I thought I'd just throw that in. Just
It's a great point because their beers are really balanced. There's great flavor, great aroma. They're just delicious, and you can go as big and hearty as you want with their beers. And they also have stuff on the lighter end that just clean and easy to drink. So, I mean, it truly is what makes them special. So, Almanac Brewing, thanks for sponsoring the show. If you have the opportunity to pick up some of their beer, please do, and don't hesitate to visit the brewery in Alameda, California. It's a great place, a great operation, really nice people. And if you stop by there, tell them you heard about them from the Highlights from Lowlife show, and they may take pity upon you.
All right. What is this? Round 6?
Now
we're winging it.
We're very efficient without our, are those other people just kind of weighing us down? Is that how as that goes?
Yeah, I think it is. I think so.
I'm never going to hear the end of that one. Shit.
I'm going to do the show. So ChatGPT really enjoyed making fun of the Dodgers, but maybe more so the Dodger fans. And they said, an awesome prank would be if you're an out-of-town fan, like if you're the Giants fan coming in to watch the Dodgers play, put out a fake weather warning a few days in advance. Nobody will show up at the game because, oh my God, it's raining. Well, it might get rained out. Put out your release 3 or 4 days beforehand. Nobody will come on the 2% chance that it might actually rain at Dodger Stadium. So I think that would be the ultimate prank. They miss out on some historic home run by Ohtani because they don't want to drive in the rain. So yes, I think That's a good prank. I was very, very happy with ChatGPT on that one.
I like
So,
that one.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, can I follow up with that?
Oh, yeah.
Just when in the days where the weather is not going to work, um, I was watching one of my classic old movies the other day. It was on the movie channel. It was Psycho. And I don't know if you ever guys when they advertise Psycho in the theaters, they he says no one would be admitted after the film started because we didn't want to give anything away. Well, it was all bullshit. Nothing really happened until later on in the film. But I kind of figured that'd be great for the Dodger fans. Game time is at 7:30. We'll give you 5 minutes. If you ain't gonna make it, screw you. And then they'll play for an half empty house for the rest of the season. But screw the Dodgers. Who cares?
Yeah.
Right.
What do you got, Robbie?
Well, there's been a lot of talk recently with the Los Angeles Rams that they may part ways with Matt Stafford, the guy who got them to a Super Bowl 3 years ago now. Long-time quality quarterback in the NFL. They're talking about ending that relationship, and I think that's great. And they're talking about they have 100% full confidence in turning the team over to Jimmy Garoppolo. So they're basically doing it to themselves.
Oh, yeah.
We can actually wish that on them, and it could happen. So I'm feeling really good about that. So you go, Rams. You
Go-
take Garoppolo right to the
Go
middle of the
Rams,
pack.
go. Go Rams, go. Go. We talked about you guys. Sometimes you just got to go back to basics. I mean, you don't need to be really creative and go on to Chat GPT and you hear you or somebody but you hear about it in the watching the NFL games and Philly's on the road and but they're ahead, so they always interview the coach at halftime, and they said, "What are you going to do to stop Saquon Barkley? He's running all over for you." And everybody talks all of us said, "Hey, shit, get a locksmith, change the locks, lock him in the locker room for the second half." Shit, simple. What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, why do we don't have to doctor hot dogs. We don't have to but just change the locks on the door. What the hell? Simple.
I like it. I like
Simple.
it. All right. Let me follow that up. Robbie, I got one for you.
Okay.
As a Giants fan, go down to a Dodger game and you break into the sound booth. Lock yourself in and put Don't Stop Believing on endless loop for the entire game so that the Dodger fans can relive the 2010 season and all of the Giants highlights. I mean, I like the Giants, but even I'm kind of tired of Steve Perry putting out that song. Imagine the Dodgers will really not like it. So, all right, Rob, what do you got?
Oh boy. Okay. This is a little bit acerbic. I have a strong loyalty for the Santa Rosa Growlers independent league hockey team. They have an arch rival out of Reno, Nevada, the Reno Ice Raiders.
Yes.
And I would love to see in the upcoming playoff games when Santa Rosa has to travel to Reno that the Reno ice melts and the Growlers win by forfeit. I'm not sure in the history of hockey if melting ice was cause for a forfeit, but it would be awesome if that was the first. No offense, Marty, but Reno's going down on that one.
Well, it was honestly, it was back in the old days, the old Boston Garden. There was a heat wave going on, and it didn't melt the ice, but it created a fog bank.
Yeah.
And so maybe we came over here, at least create a fog bank.
Yeah, and this I think it delayed that game, right? And then
Yeah, yeah,
that fog didn't leave the building because all that condensation had built up underneath.
yeah.
So the Celtics had to cancel the game the next night.
So shit happens. Why not? Why not? Yeah, this is, I kind of picked this up at the last one. I'm not really sure that I want to bring it up because it's kind of mean, but it's
Uh-oh.
against the Dodgers. So what the hell?
Yeah.
You heard about these? There was a crime ring that would go around and break into Mahomes' house, and there's a couple other houses for NFL players when they knew they were on the road, and I it's not really my forte, but maybe we can organize a gang to break into the Dodgers play. I may be a little far out there, but I don't have any connections. Maybe you guys do. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't really
I
have to
can't
take
think.
anything, right? We can just like turn, change the furniture around.
Yeah, right.
Like
Yeah, like
lots of people.
leave the milk on the counter and all that, kind of
Yeah,
stuff. And yeah,
yeah,
right. Yeah, you don't have to be mean about it, but
yeah.
yeah. There you go. Overwater the plants. Oh, there.
Yeah. All right. So I'm still stuck on the Dodger fans. ChatGPT again, just love that one. I think that there should be an independent audit of every Dodger fan that comes through the stadium. Perhaps it's a baseball trivia contest of some kind, something like that. Because ChatGPT believes that if you truly audited everybody that came through those gates, 40% of those people would turn out to be influencers just at the game to get a selfie of themselves.
I
And
honestly think that
we
I
laugh, but
yeah.
I mean, many people that go to Dodger Stadium are just there to be seen.
I was going to say I think that stat's a little low. I would push it up to it's 55 or 60. But yeah,
Yeah. So I think yeah, an audit is a good idea. Everybody jumps on the bandwagon when somebody's winning. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see preseason prognosticators if anybody thinks the Dodgers are going to win 120 games. Be interesting.
yeah.
What do they have? A 12-man starting rotation?
Hey, we have a relevant call in from Tiger, our dear
Oh,
Oh
friend
my
Tiger.
God, no!
Tiger here. Number 5, Raider fans. Raiders. Number 4, A's fans. Number 3, 2, 1. Oh, screw the Dodgers. Don't stop believing.
he's so
Yeah,
concise. He's
he was running out of time and had to sing. All right. I think we've gotten through like 8 or 9 rounds now. Let's do one more. I'll do a show pitch, and then we'll play some of our comments and hear from the crowd. Looks like we got a few here.
Yeah.
Good.
All right. Let me do one here. Again, we're back on Dodger fans. What do we all know about Dodger fans? They come late and they leave early. Okay. So let's just say it's a Giants Dodgers game. And the Dodgers get out to a big lead. And all of these morons jump in their cars in the 7th inning. And you can see them out in the stadium trying to get onto the freeway. And the Giants a mess, a 10-run comeback in the ninth inning to win the game, while these morons are sitting in their cars out in the parking lot, call themselves baseball fans. But can you imagine as a child being brought to a Dodger game in the third inning and leaving in the seventh? Boy, that was a really fun half an hour, Dad.
You know,
All right, what do you guys got?
yeah, we all know Dodger fans, and they're nice people, but like everybody, they have their faults. But you know what? Using that same vein, I want to invite them over to the house for a dinner party. So I don't have to worry about cocktails, I don't have to worry about hors d'oeuvres, and I don't have to worry about dessert. So here's your meatloaf. Get the hell out of here. Goodbye. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Showed up late. Now you're leaving early.
no, I leave early. I keep the cake for myself, and so there you go. So thank you.
I like it.
Thank you.
What you got, Robbie?
Well, I mean, I would love to see, because many people don't know about Otani's opt-out clause with the Dodgers, and I would love to see his clause is essentially, if the owner sells the team, or Andrew Friedman, the president of baseball operations, leaves the team or gets fired, Otani reserves the right to opt out of the contract. Now, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't, but I would love to see one of those two things happen, and have him actually opt out and go back to Japan.
Really?
I think it would be spectacular.
Don't you want him to sign with the Giants?
No, I to be honest with you, I'm in the Otani burnout phase is starting. I mean, it's MLB every day tweets 9 or 10 tweets a day, and of those, 8 of them are about Otani, not the Dodgers, not about anything else. They're about Otani. The Athletic, the lead story every single day is about Otani. The guy coming off the elbow injury and now throwing again, and I mean, it's just this constant barrage of Otani, and I think we're all going to hit that wall of, I've had enough of this guy.
Yeah.
And I think that's starting. And I mean, it doesn't help that they're already on the Dodgers, and the way the Dodgers have built their team, and bent the rules and stretched the rules and all of that stuff. They're already disfavorable, and then the constant barrage of Otani-ness, I think it's going to start wearing on people.
Yeah.
So he's in for a different experience this year, I think.
All right, let me write that down. So it's a new word, Otaniness.
Otani-ness, yes. Otani fatigue syndrome, OFS.
I like it. Like it. All right, let me jump in and do a little promo while you guys take a potty break. Um, we are now highlighting one other show on the Mic'd Up platform every week. That's what you're watching us on. Marty's what is he doing? I guess he is going to the bathroom. All right. There he is. So one of the folks that has been doing a show for the longest amount of time on the Mic'd Up Network is Jim Darby. Jim is a retired executive from Easton Sports. He represented Easton and Mizuno for years, and was responsible for signing some of the great contracts in Easton history, like Dusty Baker, Joe Montana, Pete Rhodes, Ricky Henderson, amongst others. Jim is also an accomplished author. He is an alumnus of Cal Berkeley. He is the announcer for the Cal Berkeley baseball teams, and he has recently taken on the task of hosting a weekly show on the Mic'd Up Network called Inside Cal Baseball, where he interviews players and coaches from the team. There's going to be another show tomorrow at 6 o'clock. I'm not sure who the guest is yet, but Jim will be hosting that show. So we'll get that posted in the upcoming window on Mic'd Up. Jim's weekly show or bi-weekly show is usually about his time at Easton, some of the great stories and things that he's been through, as well as talking about the books that he wrote and the people that he's met along the way. Really enjoy the show. It's a half hour long, and it's a great listen. So look for it. He usually is on Wednesdays or Thursdays at around 4 o'clock in the afternoon Pacific. So there you go. All right. Hey, Rob, why don't we play in some of our fun comments from the listeners?
I like it. Here's Teddy Bear. We'll start with him.
Hi guys, Teddy Bear here. Hey, things I'd like to have happen to my rival teams. Number 5, I wish George Steinbrenner and Billy Martin would go back to the Yankees. I love to read about the fights they had. Hey, Teddy Bear here again. Number 4, I wish Joe Buck would only announce Dodger games, but not against the Giants. Number 3 has already come true. I wish Farhan would go back to the Dodgers. Number 2, I wish Taylor Swift leaves Travis Kelce and starts dating Shohei Ohtani. Back with the... Okay, here's Teddy Bear's number 1. I hope there's an E. coli scare at Chavez Ravine on Dodger Dogs. Hey, good show, fellas. Thanks.
That lines up perfectly with my whole Dodger Dog rat meat.
It does.
Can you imagine the rush to the bathrooms on all 4 bikes?
And how many guys would say, "Oh, the trough is good enough for me right now"? Our old friend JC checks in.
JC here with things I would like to happen to the Dodgers.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to start out biblical. Locust. Number 4, Dodgers get moved back to Brooklyn. Number 3, Blake Snell gets less wins with the Dodgers than he did with the Giants. Number 1 and 2 coming up.
Lucas.
JC back with number 2 and number 1. Number 2, Ohtani gets deported for gambling. Number 1, the Dodgers are forced to take Yasiel Puig back and re-sign him.
He comes up twice. Twice.
2 mentions of Puig in one show. Wow.
You got a lot of vitriol here. A lot of vitriol.
Yeah. Well, I think these are great. There's a lot of hate in these, and I guess we invited that. That was probably our fault, but
I thought that was the goal, not the fault.
Yeah, wasn't her.
All right. Hey, the honorable mentions. What do you guys got?
I just gave them to you.
I think we shot the water on that
other
one.
10 that I came up with.
So listen, we weren't very well prepared. You guys should have used ChatGPT. I got
Gee, I had to actually think.
Yeah, I tried to be creative.
Well, no problem. We can wrap it up early this week.
Okay.
Hey, anybody that watched, we really appreciate it. We will be back here next Wednesday night with another show. Topic yet to be determined. There'll probably going to be 4 of us this time. It's okay. You know, we got 10 minutes less of our brilliance this time, but
it'll be the 3 of us and then one of the guys that takes forever to answer the question.
That's right. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week on Mic'd Up.
Hey, wait, before we go out.
Oh, yeah?
Couple of things. One, thanks again to Almanac, and do visit the brewery. Make sure you're drinking their beers. These are great. Number 2, when in Reno and you're at an Aces game, be sure to look for the Lowlife, work in the crowd. Marty
Gee.
Brown. Even
Hey,
my dogs go crazy over this.
It can't
good
keep a
friend-
good man. You can't
Our
keep a good
friend
man
Marty
down.
is- Now he's achieved triple A status.
Yeah, like I
right,
said, you
that's it.
can't keep a good man down. And if I find a good man, I'll let you know. Waka waka waka.
Road
He's
trip.
available. He's available for pictures and autographs.
Thanks. You.
All right. Play us out, Robbie.
Highlights from Lowlifes.
I mean, he will take a picture with just about anybody. We've seen it.
I've broken many cameras, so sure, I'll do it.